Oh, I keep wanting to watch the TV. Hello, Nia, Samina, Nia. I'm here again. I want to talk to you guys about my picking berries. I was very young. I was still with my Nokum, staying with her. We picked blueberries, Saskatoon, cranberries, maybe a few strawberries. No, they weren't many, but there was lots of cranberry. The high bush ones. The high bush ones are very juicy and very I don't know, kind of more sour maybe, but lots of liquid. But they make an awesome jelly or jam, or you mix them up with other berries. They are good. They're good for jellies or jams. But Saskatoon, blueberries, and the low bush cranberries, we dried those. Well, they dried them. I didn't dry nothing. I picked them. I helped. Uh, my aunties, our siblings, we all pick, and what they do when we come home, we clean them. Take some of those little leaves off of it and stems, and they put them on a tarp on a nice day. You put them outside on the tarp, and spread it on the ground or on the roof if you're lucky to have a kind of a flat roof. You put them there, or you put most of the berries all spread out, and you let them dry. A couple hours, I guess. I don't know. I was young. I don't know the time. And every now and then, somebody will go out. I go and try to help shake the shake the tarp a little bit so the berries are spread out, so they get dry here and there. And we keep doing that most of the afternoon, I guess. And by evening, they're starting to shrink, eh? You can see them. They're shrinking a little bit, the Saskatoon, the blueberries, even the cranberries. But they kind of shrink. And now, so at night, my uncle will wrap them up, bundle them up, and put them in a shed for the night because you don't want them dampened, eh? So you put them in a shed. So next day, if it's still a nice day, she spread out and she does the same thing. And I go and help again spread out, and we spread them out, shake the tarp a bit, and they getting drier and drier. I think it takes more than 2 days, but that's the process of those dry berries. So when they're dry, she put them in a basket. I have to tell you, the basket is what it's made of. Bird's bark. You can peel it and make baskets, eh? You can make baskets. You can braid it, and those baskets are good for putting food in it, like even your bread, your buns and stuff, bannock. But anyway, those baskets, you leave an opening on one side for the berries, just like a pillow, and then you put the dry berries in there, and you lace up the top, not tight, and you hang it in a shed on a little piece of rope or whatever, piece of leather, I don't know, and you hang it up in the shed. That way they get totally dry and they stay dry. There's no rain getting to them, and that's good for the winter. And the other berries, the low bush or the high bush cranberries, she made jelly. She cook them He cook 'em, cook 'em. Anyway, he, she cooked them and made jelly. She strained them on a little cheesecloth, whatever kind of, maybe sugar cloth, I don't know. You strain them because there's little seeds in them that are kind of flat like watermelon uh, seeds. Excuse me. So you strain them, put a little sugar, a little bit of flour, and that makes a thickening of the jelly, eh? For the winter, and put in little jars, and that's how you look after those ones. So, but anyway, that's the process of you want to dry your. You can dry your beans like that too, or your peas, But mostly we did it for berries because we had to look after them. Okay, so now that I'm back on the other track here, uh, I wanna yeah I wanna tell you a little bit about my other working, my knitting, my learning. My Aunty Babsy, who's my Uncle Joe's wife, who had 9 boys before they had girls. But anyway, I used to babysit over there. I go look after them. I was little. By this time, I think I was 6. I must have been around 6 when I started babysitting. And I had to learn how to change a diaper. There's a couple of ways to change a diaper on a kid. You can either make a V, fold a diaper right in half, crossways, and you double it, and then you put it under the butt, and what you do first, you fold the bottom one layer on the butt. You pull that first, and then you put the other one, the left and the right, and then you hold those materials, and you put a safety pin there. And that one diaper cheap round because there's only one safety pin, okay? And the other one is 2 safety pins. You know that one. It's old fashioned or it's a fasten. You make a square, a little square, you know, one for it's still similar because for the tummy it's longer, one for the bottom, and but how you do it is you pin them one on each side. On the left side you put the front half of it on the left and half on the right, and you have 2 safety pins. Not big anyway. That is how I learned to do the diapers. And my Auntie Babsy, she made little bonnets with her knitting. She was a good knitter because she made little booties, little socks, for the babies. All those boys, they were rough and tough and ready, those little guys. And I had to look after them. One time I had to laugh because I didn't know what to do. I was only 7 or 8. Maybe I was 8. And Rainy, one of the boys, we have big barrels. I forgot to tell you how we got water in the winter. The barrel is a 45-gallon barrel. And now we put snow in there during the day. Clean snow, not with the twigs and leaves. A clean area. And you scoop that with your little pail or a bigger pail for the people. And we help with our little pail, say Florence and I or Eric and I, the older one. And we dump all this snow in the barrel. Anyway, a few days later, one of those days, I'm looking after the children, Auntie Babsy's nursing, or she's in the other room, and I'm there with Rainey or Richard or one of those guys. Hey, guess what? He's in the barrel and he's got a dipper and he can't get in or get out. He's screaming. I said, I can't lift him. I might drop him in the water, you know. So my auntie come running and I said, well, just wait. You have to drop this kid, eh? And anyway, she took him off and to safety. But he was screaming. He just wanted a drink of water, eh? Yeah. But that was fun. That's one of my great little helper people. Yeah. They were awesome, but they were full of pep. Those kids had energy. They drank cow's milk, porridge. She made stew, from moose or deer, sometimes rabbit or duck. She made good food, that auntie. She had a big garden. She had carrot, turnips, and potato, whatever, onion. She had a cellar full of food. They have to with that many children, eh? But that was a house full of people. Yeah, I go there. And you know what I get for my payment? A little pair of socks. Sometimes she made them, but that's okay. Or a little apron she made for me. That's my Auntie Babsy. She lived to be almost around 100, I know that. And first 9 boys, and they had Judy, first daughter, who moved to Fort St. John and married a gray eyes boy. And she had 2 children. I only saw her a couple of times. She was an adult, the mama. And but anyway, after that, Auntie Babsy had twin girls. Was she ever happy? Because she wanted girls forever, right? And she finally got her daughter. After that, I left them. I don't know where they were because they were all grown up and somewhere else. But that was my great part of my family life, eh? And okay, so did I tell you everything else? I don't. Oh, the bonnet. I had to. It's very simple to knit that bonnet. Anybody can do it. It's it's easier than a toque maybe for somebody because all you do is make a square. If the baby is small, make a square. You knit it, and on the end, you knit one that's only in the middle, half of it, and after that, you sew the ends together with the on the side, and you put a ribbon on it. That's your bonnet for the children. Simple. You can put a ribbon, make it pretty, fancy colors. But there is so much of it. Yeah.
Did she teach you?
Huh?
Auntie Babesy taught you?
Oh yeah, Auntie Babsy taught me how to make those little socks. But after that, when I went to mission, I learned some more how to make mitts, more socks, and I forgot to tell you guys what we got in the mission when we had to change clothes to their clothing. Black socks and a flannelette dress. And don't forget the underwear with flannelette and bloomers. You know what bloomers are? It's a panty with legs. Blah. Cover your thighs and stuff. But they were warm and they were flannelette, eh? Yeah. And they treat us nice. I learned more there too. I learned other things like all the other stitcheries, other knittings and stuff. But I learned, and I'm still learning. I still don't know half of it. You know that. Hey, I'm learning. I'm embroidering. That's another thing. That's for later. For another life. Or maybe another tomorrow. Go up, Empton. Thank you. Mercy, mercy. That's enough.